Well, they started the house in 1874 and finished it in 1877. And she stayed here for 2 years and tried to stay here by herself. And we'd had a stock market crash and a depression, and her money wasn't worth but about 10% of what it was before he died. So she decided to go live with a daughter in San Antonio. And she gave to her friends, she gave to her family, she gave to herself. Her things were destroyed in a house fire. But the cool thing was when the state bought the house in 1976, they opened up the Fulton papers, and lo and behold, Harriet was a pack rat in a good way. She had kept every invoice of everything she had bought for this house. So what they did is they used her invoices to refurnish. They did give back a few pieces from family and friends, and some came. So we got a toilet paper roller from a man who had bought one at an auction, but had heard that the state wanted the things back. And so we think that's pretty cool. Also, I do want to tell you that this is an original floor. This is Minton tile from England, and the color is encaustic. It's encaustic tile, so the color goes all the way through the clay. So if you get a chip in one spot, it still looks pretty darn good. I think it does for it was put down before 1877, so it's looking good. This wood is all red cypress with black walnut throughout the house, and it came from New Orleans from the Curtis Lumber Company. And we think they actually built the pocket door and the trim on the stairs, and then came here and installed it. It all came by steamship. They prefabricated this, and then they installed it here. And there are cypress floors beneath this, but the Fultons did have wall-to-wall carpet.
And that's where the exhibit room is.
Well, it's been restored, yes, sir, because it was empty for 30 years.
Okay.
So it's a wrap. I think it's a statement for this company's tile. They don't make tile anymore either, but I think what they do make is horribly expensive. That year, and had to have when the house is almost finished, you can see that it's just tacked on. So you can see the exterior of the house right there. But she loved it. This was one of her favorite things to do. She was an avid gardener. She had a big garden out back. That garden outside is dedicated to her. Yes, the house was almost built, and then I'm sure he was like, "Really? We have to go home and tack something onto the outside of the house?" But they did. Well, I was a school teacher for many years. I called kids like this crazy smart.
Okay.
He just could. See something, see the way it worked. And there's an exhibit room upstairs that is so interesting. You will love it.
Okay.
And it talks about his systems and
This would be the fanciest guest room. So she's known to have spent the most money decorating this room from invoices that they have, records that they have from the house. And so this would be the big ticket if you were invited to a party here and you were invited to stay in this room, then you knew you'd made it.
The comforts of home, and they want, how you could have indoor plumbing and indoor everything. So they didn't invent indoor plumbing, but they certainly perfected it here with this age of home. And it was a striking home of its day anywhere, but it was a rarity on the coast to have a home like this. And what's so great is, so you see the heatilators like Cecilia told you about, and if you look in here, there's even a little back vent, so you have gotten a little heat and fresh air there as well. And then they have the transoms everywhere for that breeze up above. And this is the southeast facing, so they get that great cross breeze. The only thing that makes us bearable here in the summertime, right?
Actually, the third floor was always a utility floor. A maid and two butlers. No, a butler and two maids lived up there, and their grandkids like to stay up there to get away from their parents. And also now it's staff offices and storage and archives and things like that. And we don't have a fire escape, so the state won't let us take the people.